In pole position is Joe Holmes, the championship leader, on the front row with him. Winner of heat number 3, Dan Healy. Second row of, who's that? Steve Brown and Ian Blake, carts 1 and 18. Then it's Darren Teal, Mark Craddock. It's a very slow run-up. But we're racing now. Joe Holmes has got the whole shot comfortably. Brown's able to sprint through into second place. Darren Teal to third. Dan Healy down to fourth and under pressure from Ian Blake. He goes narrow into the boot section to hold him off. Is it enough? Mark Craddock on Ian Blake's bumper. Tim Clark with the red lid. John Listener around the outside. He'll be looking for the inside of turn number 4. It's not there because Clark's covered it up. And the rest of the field straight through, and they're on the back straight already, and it's Holmes. Brown. Teal. Healy running wide. Was he pushed? Blake's through. Not been a good start for Dan Healy. I think Holmes has rather messed him up with that slow run up to the start line. Trying to catch him with an oiled up plug maybe. So it's Holmes. And what's going on there? Has Blake picked up a penalty? Something very peculiar there. But it's Holmes leading Brown. And Teal is closing in. Healy, Craddock, Blake. Or whatever happened to Blake there, he's now back on it. He's just dive bombed. Mark Craddock to go 3 wide with Tim Clark, John Listener. And Mark Craddock's being run out of this one. He's got his elbows out. And he's fighting hard. Jay Elliott, John Listener. And Craddock's going to be shuffled down the line. He forces himself back onto the racing line. And Listener has to tuck in behind. This is a 12-minute final. 10-minute final, I should say. It's Ian Blake. And now what's he pointing at there? There's a penalty for Ian Blake. Haven't seen one for Joe Holmes, but he was pointing as if to say, what have you given me that for? But I could be wrong. Holmes, Brown, Teal, Healy, Blake with a penalty. Clark, Jay Elliott down the inside of John Listener. More pushing, this time Mays on Williams, possibly by Truman, could even have been by Ed Bars. Truman takes a peek down the inside of Tyler Mays but can't get it done. Another lap in the boots, and it's Joe Holmes leading. And Steve Brown, Darren Teal. And Teal's looking pretty racy today. Blake with his penalty. Clark, Craddock, gap then to Elliott, Listener, Williams, Tyler Mays, and Darren Teal is taking his time. He's trying to set up Steve Brown. Joe Holmes' lead was 0.9 of a second at the line on the last lap. The battle for 4th place is not really there. It's the battle for 5th place really. Behind Healy, it's Ian Blake with his penalty, Tim Clark, Mark Craddock. And it looks like Clark wants to be by. So 0.95 at the line on the last lap. This time it's 1.1 seconds. It's going Joe Holmes' way. He's heading for another win right now. Battle over 5th place. Blake, Clark, Craddock. And Brandon Williams has broken clear of Jay Elliott, John Listener, Tyler Mays, Dan Truman, Alex Rigg, Ray Norris, who I've seen go well here in the past. Ed Bars and Stuart Martin bringing around the tail of the field. And Teal's not quite close enough to strike down at turn 1. He's still trying to get on terms with Steve Brown. He can follow. at about half a cart length. And he's going for it. Down at the toe of the boot. That's a great move from Darren Teal. Well planned and executed as Steve Brown got a response. Down the back straight, he covers up down into turn 6. That will make him slow through the end of the corner. Runs him out wide. Brown's on a better line, but Teal's got pace, and he stretched it out to a couple of cart lengths as they round out another lap. Lap number 6 is in the books. Joe Holmes' lead is 2.2 seconds ahead now of Darren Teal, Steve Brown, Dan Healy, Ian Blake. It's looking pretty comfortable for Joe Holmes, and this will pretty much hand him the championship going into Football Park in the final round. It's been an impressive season for Joe Holmes, having just stepped into the heavyweight class last season to win that one easily, I think is the only way to describe that. And he is making Bayford Meadows look fairly straightforward as well. Lap 7 goes in the books. Maybe Steve Brown's not quite finished with Darren Teal in second place. It's going to come down to one move. 3 minutes left of this 10-minute final. Dan Healy is heading for 4th place, and off camera, Steve Brown's taking a shot down into turn 6. Gone in deep. And Darren's taking it back. And Dan Healy might yet have a part to play in the podium. So Joe Holmes in 16, well clear. Teal, Brown, Healy. Still Blake clear just of Tim Clark, Mark Craddock, Brandon Williams on his own, John Listener, Jay Elliott, Tyler Mays, Dan Truman and Ed Bars. It's game on, and I think we can safely call that a 3-way dice for 2nd and 3rd. There's this battle going on behind, which I'm tempted to swap to. 2 minutes 28. And Healy's got that slipstream. I can tell you that Mark Craddock's just overtaken Tim Clark. And Healy goes down the inside of Steve Brown for 3rd place. And Brown is off the podium. And Dan Healy could be looking at 2nd here. He's come alive towards the end of this final. Teal takes a look over his shoulder. Now it's Dan Healy, and Healy is closed rapidly. 1 minute 25 left. Joe Holmes is already into the bus stop to start what will be his final lap. Maybe yeah, I think it's his final lap. So Darren Teal under pressure. I'm looking at the scoreboard trying to see a last lap board. I can't see it right now. Maybe he's going to get one more. So Teal, Healy, Brown for 2nd place. And Healy goes for 2nd, side by side. He runs Teal out wide, and Dan Healy has taken 2nd place. And Brown is now looking for 3rd. second, third and fourth close together. And behind, Ian Blake is holding off Mark Craddock, Tim Clark and Jay Elliott. That takes us down to the bottom 8. Must be the final lap this time. Yes, it is. Joe Holmes is 3.5 seconds clear of this battle for second place between Dan Healy, Darren Teal and Steve Brown. I tell a lie, the battle behind is Ian Blake, Mark Craddock, Tim Clark and Brandon Williams. And Darren Teal, I think, is lining up Dan Healy for the hairpin. Healy's got it covered though. They're running out of corners. Healy's shooting to go narrow down here into turn 6. He's certainly looking for Teal as Teal goes down the inside. Healy should have covered up there and he didn't. Dan Healy finds himself down in third place. Darren Teal back on the second step of the podium. They've got one more corner. Out of the last corner, Joe Holmes wins at Bayford Meadows. Dan Healy dives bomb Teal, and Steve Brown is going to come through to second place ahead of Dan Healy. Oh, did he? Dan Healy crossed the line 7 thousandths of a second ahead of Steve Brown. So it's Holmes, Healy, Steve Brown, Darren Teal misses out on the podium.